Congressman, golly, this has like been a #1 news story, and you know, I went back and I've seen where there have been these sort of challenges before. Obviously, not this many lawmakers have stepped up to the plate, but it's happened before on both sides of the aisle, and it was never shocking. It was never a constitutional crisis. So tell the audience the objective here, the point, and where you think it's going to go.
Well, the point from day one is to get to the bottom of all these accusations that are nationwide, but we're focusing on these 6 states in particular where they seem to be the most egregious. From day one, I have called for an independent counsel to be appointed so we can finally put all of these questions to bed. That hasn't happened yet. Fast forward to now, we're to the point where we have to bless these election results, so to speak, without all the facts. And I think that's why you're seeing this growing number of members who are against certifying these Electoral College results tomorrow when we all come together in one chamber. After tomorrow, I don't know where we'll be. We'll have to see how things go tomorrow, but I think at the end of the day, the American people need to feel confident in the electoral process, and there are 70+ million people that don't, and I'm fighting for them and want some answers.
From what I understand, despite this amazing show of force, Joe Biden will be the president. It will go through ultimately because you're outnumbered, even with this huge number. So you say you didn't want to bless the process. Is this more of a then part of this? I think obviously you think maybe there could be a chance of investigating it and overturning it, but is the bigger part of this the message about the system itself, and maybe something we can build on going in the future so that more people feel comfortable with the system?
That's a huge part of it. I'll tell you that if we did nothing and we were just quiet and sat by, that my constituents would be outraged. I know millions across the country would feel the same way. So just laying down and doing nothing was not an option. I'm not going to guarantee victory tomorrow. I think there's almost a hole-in-one requirement in all 6 states, perhaps. It's definitely a tall hurdle, but it's important that we object and that we fight this ballot fraud and that we get to the bottom of it. If this commission that Ted Cruz and others in the Senate have called for actually happens, that would be great. I don't understand why Democrats are so opposed to finding answers and investigating. There's no harm in uncovering the truth unless you know the truth and you're not proud of it.
There's still a fair amount of Republicans who also aren't part of this as well. What do you say to your colleagues on the Republican side?
I would say, especially to those that are preaching to the rest of us that this is unconstitutional or that we're overstepping, I would ask them, why are they so against us uncovering the truth? Why are they so supportive of electoral results that are potentially tainted? I've heard many say it's not up to us to throw these out or not, it's up to the states. It is up to the states to run their elections, but in many of these states, they were making decisions outside of the legislature. You had secretaries of state, you had county election officials just doing whatever they wanted, breaking all kinds of laws, not letting poll watchers into the counting rooms. There are so many irregularities. I want those investigated, and I don't understand why anyone on either side, but especially Republicans, would not want that investigated and answers.
So in your mind, this galvanizes you and the others who are going to do this with you tomorrow. This actually will galvanize you more with those voters than others who are saying just go along to get along kind of thing.
I think so. Again, I don't understand why anyone would be okay with just saying, yes, this all seems right. I think there's an extreme side on the Democratic side that says there was no fraud. I've actually had some of my Democratic colleagues admit that they believe, privately of course, that they do believe there is some fraud. They don't know if there's enough to overturn an election. My question is, why not investigate it? Why not get answers to these questions? And that's where we've come to tomorrow. If we 6 weeks ago had actually done real audits to these in these states like Georgia, where there's so many irregularities, then we perhaps would not be in this place today.
I will say, after 4 years of Russia, the outrage from others, it feels a little bit phony at this point. Congressman Gooden, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Well,